Hey everyone, I'm Laura, the owner of Total Wellness Therapeutics, and today we're here at Olympic Physical Therapy in Linwood, New Jersey, and our practice today is going to be part of our Ayurvedic sequence. So I'm doing a practice to balance out each of the doshas, which are just different elements that are found in our body, and when they're out of balance, we feel very off, and when they're in balance, it allows us to function at our highest capacity and use all of our best personal attributes rather than some of the not so great personal attributes that come around when we're out of balance. The practice that I wanted to start with was the practice to balance Kapha, the earth element. And since it's spring right now, we're working our way out of winter, which is a Kapha-based season, because in the winter we know that we all like to eat a little bit more comfort food, maybe not exercise quite as much, you want to sleep more, you might not have as much energy and want to go outside. So that process of moving towards summer, going through spring, is this process of balancing out Kapha, making sure that we don't have too much of that heaviness, that we can get our energy back and start getting ready to go out and do things again. So we want to start out with some breath work to prime our body and get ourselves moving in the right direction. And we can start out with our breath of fire, which is a really good way to build heat in the body to burn off some of that sluggishness. You can either sit in hero pose, or if you are more comfortable, you can switch your legs around, sit in Sukhasana, whatever is easier. I really like hero pose because I feel like it gives me more space around the belly, but you can accomplish the same thing by sitting on a block if this bothers your knees. Okay, so for breath of fire, hands on the belly or on the lap, depending on if you want to feel how your belly is moving while you're breathing. But we do an active exhale, you tuck the belly back, and then as you inhale, the belly springs forward. So it's all about moving your diaphragm for a quick inhale and exhale that really starts to build up some good energy. I love this breath. So we'll start with a 3/4 inhale, and then on your exhale, pump the belly back. Inhale, let it spring forward. Start to slow that breath down. We'll take a few slow, deep breaths, just evening everything out. And we'll open the eyes slowly. So hopefully you can feel a little bit more energy in the body with that really quick breath. It's quite the opposite of the Ujjayi breath, the slow, deep breathing, or the 3-part breath that we usually do, which is very calming. But it's a good way to balance yourself out. If you know that you're feeling tired today, breath of fire is a great way to build up some energy. Now, the next one we're going to do is an alternate nostril breath, but it's not the regular alternate nostril breath where we usually switch back and forth to create balance in the body. Since we're trying to build energy, we're trying to burn off that Kapha element from the winter, we're going to do alternate nostril breath with our Vishnu Mudra, thumb out and the ring and pinky finger out, but we're going to block the left nostril. The left is the cooling side, the feminine side. The right is the heating side, the yang side, the more masculine side. We want to bring that heat into the body. So we're going to block off the left nostril, inhale through the right, block off the right, exhale through the left. Now that's our pattern for the whole breath. We're going to go back through that. Switch over to the right, inhale right, block the right, exhale left. So we're always taking our inhale through the right nostril. And we'll keep that pattern going for a few rounds. and drop down. Come back into natural, slow, deep breath. Now slowly open the eyes. Let's come over onto hands and knees. Come into your table pose, square out the shoulders and the hips. And then we're going to take a really strong cat and cow with a good deep breath. So we'll start out with our cat and cow movement. Exhale, pulling the belly up into the spine. Inhale, lift the head and the tail. Start to build some power behind the breath. Let the movement with the body help to pump the breath in and out. And then as you get more and more power behind the breath, we'll start to open the mouth and exhale with a ha breath. Really contract the belly as you do that. One more like that. And back into a flat back. Now we're going to add the leg in there as a pump. We inhale the leg back, exhale the knee into the chest. A couple strong breaths. And then start to use your ha breath. That knee down. Switch to the left leg. Get really long as you inhale. Exhale, knee to chest. And then open mouth, exhale. And last one. Drop that knee down. So now we're going to work on the upper body a little bit more with our drinking lion. We're going to exhale, bow down with the elbows, scoot forward and circle up. Take a drink out of the pool and then come up. Keep the elbows really tight to the sides of the body, especially as you get tired. They'll want to kind of wing out to the side, but keep pulling them back and together. Keep them in line with your shoulders. One more drink this way. And then let's take a switch. It's a really good way to build up strength in your arms and stability in your shoulders to get a really good, safe chaturanga. Okay, last one of these. And then we're going to come up into our plank. Make sure that your wrists are right underneath your shoulders, fingers are spread out really wide. Tuck the lower belly up into your spine. And we're going to start to lift alternating legs. And this is a hard one, so if you need to rest, take a rest. Stretch back into child's pose. Make sure that the back is loose. table. Curl your toes underneath. Lift with your lower belly. Take the knees up first, and then roll the hips back and up into your down dog. Now once you get into your down dog, you might need to pedal the heels a little bit. Your calves feel tight. And then come just an inch forward from where you normally would. When we come back, we have a tendency to sag into the shoulders. I want you to lift out of it, stabilize your shoulders a little bit better, and then we're going to alternate lifting the legs just like we did in plank, but a little bit higher this time. Keep those shoulders safe. Make sure that you don't start to hyperextend or sag down into the armpits. One more. And lower the knees down. We're going to come through sitting. Swing the legs out front so that we can work on the body from the other side. We'll bring the hands right underneath the shoulders. Feet are hip distance apart. And then take your inhale and lift the hips up. Coming to a reverse table. So now adjust your knees. If you feel like your feet are a little bit too far back, you want to make sure ankles are right underneath your knees, wrists are right underneath your shoulders, and then squeeze the back of the body, lift the hips up. And if your neck is okay, you can drop your head back, but if that bothers you, keep your head up. Keep lifting nice and high. And on your exhale, lower it down. Okay, so we have the option to do that reverse table again, or if you want to try reverse plank, you're going to straighten the legs out. Hands come right underneath your shoulders. And then squeeze the back of the body to lift. Okay, now, holding here, or alternating leg lifts. And again, this is a hard one. Maybe just try a few, and then if you need to, rest. And lower it down. Come up into sitting. Bring one knee into the chest, hug it in, stretch out the lower back, and switch. And then we'll come back into center. So that was just our quick work to start to burn off some of that sluggishness, some of that fatigue that we have from a really high kapha element during the winter months, so that we can move into spring and have lots of energy to get out and do all the fun things that we like to do when it's nice out. Make sure that you check out the other Ayurvedic sequences. I'm going to do one for Vata and one for Pitta as well to keep us really balanced. Thank you for joining me. Namaste.